To all of you, I am Rajesh Kumar, science teacher of Pathavar, Pathankot. Our main chapter is how do organisms reproduce. This is the fourth lecture. Okay. In this particular video, we will focus on topics like sexual reproduction in plants, especially flowers. We discuss about the flowers. Okay. Let's start. Sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Okay. Reproductive parts of flower. First, we discuss about the reproductive part of the flower. Okay. This is the diagram of a flower. Okay. You can see the various part of the flower. Flowers having sepals, petals. Okay. Anther filament are actually part stamens. Stamen is also a male part and also called as androecium. Okay, and the female part is stigma, style, ovary. Inside the ovary, ovule is present and called as pistil, and gynoecium. Gynoecium and androecium are the male and female part of the flower. Okay, gynoecium for female part and androecium for male part. Okay. See, these are the parts of the gynoecium and androecium are actually the reproductive part. Okay, and the other parts, you can say accessory parts like sepal and petals. Sepal and petals are accessory parts. They are not directly involved in reproduction, but indirectly involved in reproduction, because we know that flowers having various colors. Okay, these colors attract insects and insects perform pollination. Okay, what is pollination? Pollination is a process of transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. Okay, within the ovary, ovule is present. Okay, now pollination is, I already discussed with you what is pollination. Pollination means the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of a flower is called pollination. If the pollination takes place within the same flower, okay, from male part anther, from pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of the same flower, is called as self pollination. Or if the pollination takes place between different flowers, either on the same plant or either on the different plant, called as cross pollination. And cross pollination is very important. Okay, because cross pollination bring variations. Okay, see, next, fertilization. Fertilization, we know that what is fertilization. Fertilization is a process of fusion of male gamete with the female gamete. Okay, see, in case of plant, there is a concept of double fertilization. Okay, double fertilization means fertilization takes two time. Okay, how it is possible that fertilization takes place in two time? Okay, see, pollen grains. Pollen grain is actually a male gamete. Okay, pollen grain are produced in the anther. Okay, anther is actually a male part. Pollen grain having two cell. One cell is known as vegetative cell and second one is known as generative cell. Okay, these two cells having two nucleus, vegetative nucleus or generative nucleus. When pollen grains fall on the stigma, when pollen grains actually fall on the stigma, there is a formation of a pollen tube. Okay, this tube like structure is shown in this diagram. The pollen tube side these nucleus toward the ovule. Okay, within the ovule having number of cells. Okay, we basically focus on two type of cells. One is pollen nuclei and the second one is egg cells. Okay, one male gamete, especially generative nucleus combine with the egg cell and form zygote, and the vegetative nucleus combine with the polar nuclei form endosperm. Okay, now again, what is double fertilization? In double fertilization, two male nucleus fuse with the two different nucleus, two different cells within the ovule. Inside the ovule there are number of cells, but we mainly focus on two type of cells. Center part, center में जो होता है वो होता है polar nuclei. Okay, at the center portion is a polar nuclei, and at the one corner generative nucleus combined with the egg cell and vegetative nucleus combined with the polar nuclei and form endosperm, and the generative cell when combined with the egg cell form zygote. Okay, endosperm provide nourishment to developing zygote. endosperm क्या होता है? endosperm जो होता है वो zygote के surrounding में layer होती है, structure होता है जो कि developing zygote को nutrition provide करता है. Okay, clear? So this is all about the fertilization plant. That's why it is called as double fertilization. Okay, and the products of double fertilization are first one is zygote and the second one is endosperm. Okay, clear? Next, reproduction in human beings. Okay, reproduction in human beings, as we know that in human beings, male sex organ male sex organ is penis and the female sex organ is vagina. Okay, during the sexual activity, penis release sperm inside the vagina. Okay, and the sperm fuse with the ovum or egg in the fallopian tube and result in the production of zygote. Okay, this is known as sexual reproduction in the plant or in animals. Okay, see, it is very easy. We know that in case of animals, there are sex organs are there. Okay, in male reproductive system we basically focus on testes, and testes produce sperm, and sperm is a male sex cells, and that sperm through the vas deferens enter into the urethra, and through urethra is actually a common passage for both urine and sperm, for the removal of sperm, and the sperm enter in the vagina. Okay, seminal vesicle and prostate gland, okay, these two glands, seminal vesicle and prostate glands, play very important role. Why? Because see, sperm having basic pH and the vaginal secretion having acidic pH. Okay, and we know that acidic pH and basic pH when meet, and they can bring neutralization reaction, और if the neutralization reaction takes place, then what happen, देखो तब क्या होगा, तो sperm जो है वो defertile हो जाएगा, sperm is not able at that time to fuse with the your egg cell. So in order to prevent this neutralization reaction, the seminal vesicle and prostate gland add mucus or watery secretion or alkaline secretion in sperm to make the more basic pH, to make the more basic environment. Okay, so that the some kuch sperm remain protected, okay, by the action of vaginal secretion. Okay, so we can say that seminal vesicle and prostate glands prevent add the alkaline secretion. Alkaline secretion make the easy fluidity. Okay, it helps the sperm to easily move through the passage, and second, it protects the sperm from the acidic secretion of the vagina. Okay, so this is all about the your male reproductive system. Yes, this is the structure of sperm, a sperm having head and sperm having tail. At the tip of the head there is a acrosome having some lytic enzyme, some degrading enzyme. These enzymes break the wall of ovum so that it can easily move inside the ovum. Okay, okay, I hope you understand all these concepts. We can discuss it later in next video. Okay, till then, stay safe, stay at home. Thank you and have a nice day.